Let's discuss the preparation methods of only aldehydes. In the previous video, we have discussed the methods of preparation of both aldehydes and ketones. So now we'll discuss the methods of preparing only aldehydes. The first method is from acid chloride. Acid chlorides are acid derivatives, that is RCOCl. Okay, so one example I am taking here. Suppose this is my acid chloride CH3COCl. Now reduction is done. Okay, means addition of hydrogen is there in the presence of palladium BaSO4. Now what happens? This catalytic mixture is poisoned by adding either sulfur or quinoline. Okay, and what will get? Now this bond will break, one H here and one H here. So the product will be CH3C double bond OH plus HCl. So we'll get only aldehyde. Now what is the function of this sulfur or quinoline, or what is the requirement of poisoning the catalyst? What happens if we don't poison this? Then this aldehyde will be further reduced to alcohol. That's why it is poisoned with sulfur or quinoline, and the reaction stops at the aldehyde stage. Now suppose this is my aromatic acid chloride. The same reaction is there. I will get this benzaldehyde. Now this reaction is having a name. It's a name reaction and it's known as Rosenmund reduction. The second method of preparing only aldehydes is from nitriles, that is cyanides. Okay, now it is known as Stephan reduction. It's again a name reaction. Now what is done in this? Suppose one nitrile I am taking, CH3CN, 1, 2. Now this compound is ethane nitrile. Now in the first step there is addition of hydrogen, that is reduction is there. So 2 hydrogen atoms I require here, and the reducing agent is SnCl2 in the presence of HCl. This is the reducing agent. Now what will happen? One bond will break because only 2 hydrogen atoms I have added. So 1 H here and 1 H here. So I will get CH3 CH double bond NH. And this class of compound, when the nitrogen is doubly bonded to carbon, it is known as imine. So imines are a class of compounds. Now these are further subjected to hydrolysis. Hydrolysis means again addition of water. So H here and OH here, and H here and OH here. You can see the byproduct is NH3. Now the main product is this. Now remember the rule that whenever 2 OH groups are on the geminal position, that is on the same carbon atom, there is removal of water. So what I will get? I will get ethanol. Okay, the number of carbon atoms are same. 2 carbon atom here, 2 carbon atom here. But the nitriles are converted to aldehydes. Now likewise we can apply this Stephan reduction for preparing benzaldehyde also. So the compound which I have taken is benzene nitrile. First there is reduction. What is the reducing agent we use? SnCl2 in the presence of HCl. Imines are formed, subjected to hydrolysis. So what will happen? This CH part changes to CHO, and this compound is benzaldehyde. Now the third method is from aromatic hydrocarbons. Means we are focusing mainly on preparing aromatic aldehydes. The compound is, suppose I am having this toluene. Now this is methyl benzene. If direct oxidation is done and if I use the normal oxidizing agent, what is the best oxidizing agent that we use? That is alkaline KMnO4. This is a common oxidizing agent. What will get? First of all, I will get aldehyde, and this aldehyde is further oxidized to carboxylic acid. Okay, means the reaction continues, and finally we get this acid as the product. Okay, so if toluene is oxidized with KMnO4, the final product which we will get is acid. Now, what is our purpose? How to stop the reaction at this aldehyde stage? Okay, so one reagent is there, that is CrO3, that is chromic oxide. Okay, so we'll be using this chromic oxide. Now this is toluene, so I will be using this CrO3 in the presence of acetic anhydride. Okay, so what will happen? We'll get one intermediate here. Okay, now it is acetylated. Okay, this toluene is acetylated. So now further oxidation is prevented, and now hydrolysis is done. And if hydrolysis is done, what we'll get? We'll get aldehyde plus 2 molecules of carboxylic acid. So what is the use of this acetic anhydride here? It is used for acetylating the CH3 group, so that it is not further oxidized to carboxylic acid, and we get only aldehyde as the product. Now one more reagent is there, that is CrO2Cl2, that is chromyl chloride, and this reaction is named as Itard reaction. So this is again a named reaction. So in this we'll take this toluene. It is treated with this chromyl chloride in the presence of CS2. Now carbon disulfide, or you can use CCl4 also. These are solvents, and what you will get? You will get aldehyde. So this reaction is known as Itard reaction. Now there is one more reaction for preparing your benzaldehyde or aromatic aldehyde, that is Gattermann-Koch reaction. Now in this Gattermann-Koch reaction, the starting compound is benzene. It is treated with CO. Now what is CO? It is carbon monoxide in the presence of HCl or anhydrous AlCl3, and what we get? We get benzaldehyde. So this is the next method. Now the last method for preparing only aldehydes is from Grignard reagent. You know, Grignard reagents are versatile reagents. With the help of Grignard reagents, we can prepare any compound. Okay, so now let's see how to prepare aldehydes by using Grignard reagent. Suppose this is my Grignard reagent. Now the next compound which I have to take is this. Now this compound is known as hydrocyanic acid, or it is known as hydrogen cyanide. And you very well know that all the reactions of Grignard reagent involve addition. So this is minus, this is plus. Now here it will be plus and it will be minus. So there is simple addition of plus minus and minus plus. Now let's see what intermediate is formed. So HC. Now to this carbon CH3 will be attached. Triple bond is here. Now one bond will break, so double bond and MgBr. So this is the intermediate formed. Now it is subjected to hydrolysis. Okay, now hydrolysis means addition of water. So these two bonds will break. OH will come here, H will come here. OH will come here, H will come here. Okay, so this is the byproduct. And what is the main product? It is CH3, CH, OH and OH. Again the same rule. Water is removed and we get the main product, that is CH3, CHO. And this is the byproduct. The byproduct is NH2 MgBr. This is how you can prepare any aldehyde by using Grignard reagent. Likewise, we can also prepare benzaldehyde by using this technique. Now this HCN is common. Okay, only you have to change the Grignard reagent. So for preparing aldehydes, the HCN is a common compound. Only we have to change the Grignard reagent according to our choice. So here I am taking phenyl magnesium bromide because I want to prepare aromatic aldehyde. So this compound I have to take. HCN is common. Now again plus minus minus plus. This is plus, this carbon is minus. This is plus, this is minus. Now addition is there. So to this carbon benzene will be attached and to this nitrogen MgBr will be attached. Hydrolysis is done. Okay, so if it is hydrolyzed, on both the carbon OH will come and it is changed to benzaldehyde. Now let's discuss the methods of preparing only ketones. Okay, so we'll discuss those methods which will prepare only ketones. The first method is very common, that is from Grignard reagent. Okay, now for preparing aldehydes, along with the Grignard reagent, we require HCN. But for preparing ketones, suppose this is my Grignard reagent. Along with this Grignard reagent, I require nitrile. Okay, I require nitrile compound, but not HCN. So it can be CH3CN. It can be CH3CH2CN, depending on which ketone you want to prepare. Clear? So it is like this. Now suppose if I take this CH3MgBr and 2 carbon nitrile, so this is plus, this is minus, and this is plus, this is minus. Now addition is there. So what I will get? Now CH3 C double bond N. Now why double bond? Because we are adding something. So one bond we have to break. To this carbon your CH3 will come and to this nitrogen your MgBr will come. Now it is subjected to hydrolysis, and when it is subjected to hydrolysis, what will happen? Now both these bonds will break. OH here, H here, H here and OH here. So I will get this compound. Now water is removed and this compound is your ketone. Now let's take one more example here. Suppose I am taking 2 carbon Grignard reagent and 2 carbon nitrile. Now there will be addition. So plus minus plus minus. So I will get this. Like this. Now it is subjected to hydrolysis. Now these two bonds will break. So H, H, OH and OH. So what I will get now? Now this is CH3, C, OH, OH, CH2, CH3. Now from this carbon, water is eliminated like this. And we'll get this compound, and this compound is your butanone. So depending on which ketone you want to prepare, you can take any carbon Grignard reagent and any carbon nitrile, but not HCN, because if I take HCN, then definitely aldehyde will be the product. Now the next and the last method of preparing ketone is from benzene, that is by substitution reaction, and these reactions are known as Friedel-Crafts reactions. Here I will be using first acetylation reaction. Okay, all of you know how acetylation occurs. Suppose if I take CH3COCl, now it occurs in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3. The product will be this. Now this is an aromatic ketone and this compound is known as acetophenone. Okay, plus HCl is the byproduct. Okay, this compound is acetophenone. Now I can also use benzoylation. Now this is benzene plus C6H5COCl, benzoyl chloride I will take. Again anhydrous AlCl3 and substitution is there. So I will get this compound, and this compound is better known as benzophenone. So with this Friedel-Crafts reaction, we can prepare aromatic ketones, that is acetophenone and benzophenone. So this finishes the preparation methods of aldehydes and ketones. We discussed the general methods of preparing both aldehydes and ketones, and then we discussed the individual methods for preparing aldehydes and for preparing ketones. Now let's see the physical properties of aldehydes and ketones. Now the first physical property is solubility. They are water soluble. We know the factor behind this because they can make H bonding with water. Okay, you can see this hydrogen bonding is there. And we also know that as the carbon chain increases, that is 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3 carbon, the non-polar character will increase and the solubility will decrease. So smaller aldehydes and ketones are water soluble, but as the number of carbon atoms increase, the solubility in water decreases. The second physical property is boiling point. Now listen carefully. This is carbonyl group, that is C double bond O, and the carbonyl group is polar in nature. It is del plus, it is del minus, and the force of attraction between the two carbonyl compounds is dipole-dipole force. Okay, aldehydes and ketones have intermolecular dipole-dipole forces because the molecules are polar. And because of this dipole-dipole force, the boiling points of aldehydes and ketones are comparatively higher than hydrocarbons. Okay, so if you compare aldehydes and ketones with the comparable hydrocarbons, then their boiling points are more because of this dipole-dipole force. It is a type of intermolecular attraction. But if I compare aldehydes and ketones with alcohols, the boiling points of aldehydes and ketones are less than the alcohols because of the absence of intermolecular H bonding. Alcohols show this intermolecular H bonding. Okay, this we have learnt. And the magnitude of H bonding is greater than this dipole-dipole force. So alcohols have higher boiling point as compared to aldehydes and ketones. So this is all about the physical properties of aldehydes and ketones.